Okay. Unmute.
Hi, everyone, and good evening. Thank you so much for joining us on a Sunday evening. We really appreciate that. And a very, very warm welcome to all of you. Many of you know Cambridge, and it's 3 years actually since Cambridge started.
Right.
And we just, on the 7th of March is our founding day. And we thought that this is a good opportunity, the 3-year landmark, which is a good opportunity to actually do something special. And that's how we thought of the launch of the website. And so that's how we are here this evening. And we are really very, very happy to have all of you join us and be a part of this celebration. So welcome to each one of you. And I'm sure people will join in as the evening progresses. So, Sharda, I was actually thinking this morning of, how a group of us met maybe about 3.5 to 4 years back. And a group of us parents, Beena, Ranjana, you and Geeta as professionals and a few others, and how we were talking about, the need to, the big gap that exists for children with autism when they graduate from school, and how there is a need for a space which continues their education
Yeah.
and continues their training. And that's how really we started in a very, very small way. We started 3 years back. We were lucky to co-share a space with another NGO called Hitam, and we had this small space, and we started work. And it does feel quite nice to know that over the last 3 years, we have worked to create some kind of a space that is attempting to meet that gap or meet that need for continuing education and training for young adults with autism.
Yeah, Kavita, if I was thinking back as you were talking, the same set of boys back in, the early 2000 were toddlers, were young kids, where there was again a need for a space with, specialized to cater for education and training for autism. And that's how initially, where they are all from, We Can was started by, and it provided the right kind of intervention and environment for these boys. And it came a full circle, and when they entering into adulthood, again there was a gap, and again a set of parents and professionals came together, and Cambridge has come about. And I think it's really nice and feels like yesterday, but we are three.
Yes.
And also, the what we are doing in a small way is now it's a big step that we are made our own website. And it's really I think it's a big step for us, and hope to go more leaps and bounds. And yeah, it's a good feeling, and I think we can start the evening. Yeah, I think I will call our student Ram Subramaniam, who will officially open up the cambridgeacademy.org for the world. Over to you, Ram.
Ram's mother Priya will be with him and assisting him. So Priya, can you unmute and open up the video also, please? So Ram, you're going to now type in, when Amma tells you, you'll type in the cambridgeacademy.org. And we said you're going to show us all the website. You need to share screen, Priya.
Yeah. Second.
Yes, Ram, it's a big thing you're doing for us today. You know that? For the whole Cambridge community. They're going to be launching our website, and Ram's grandmother has also joined us. Nice to have you with us. Please come, please come.
Famous to you. ஒரு செகண்ட் இது எனக்கு
Take your time, it's okay. Take your time.
All the very best to you.
Thank you so much. It's the blessings of all of you that has brought us to this day.
You're doing a good service. Hope Ram
Thank you.
will benefit more and more. I don't know why this page. By God's grace.
Thank you so much. You need to share screen, Priya, first.
Yeah, I'm there. I'm getting there.
You know, since we've gone online for the whole of last year, we've all got very used to our internet being patchy, you know, people suddenly freezing. So we've all got used to this, and we've all got used to waiting.
Can you see the screen now?
Yes, yes. So he just take the cursor there and he can type it in.
Thank you, Ram. So that's our website, cambridgeacademy.org. Thank you, Ram. Thank you, Priya. Priya, you can stop sharing screen. Thank you so much. So, yeah, I'd like to take you all through the website now that we have come to the website. So this is our website. The Cambridge Academy is a space for young adults with autism where they will explore their interests, find out what they want to do, and do it. So that's the thing, our tagline, and a little bit about us, what we are and who we are. As Kavita was saying in the beginning, what we both were just talking before we opened up, Cambridge, we started in 2018. We just turned 3, and it's a space. Basically, it's like a bridge between school and adulthood for young adults with autism, where they get ready to face the world, where they will be facing not only work but also different areas in their life. So we at this space, we provide a lot of opportunities for them to explore different areas where they may find their interest and and help us to find out what is their skill, what is their interest, where they'll be happy doing what they want to do. So this is what it is. Cambridge is about. Our vision is to make adults with autism, have a very meaningful life where they can be actively and constructively engaged happily. That's the main thing, so that if they are happy and doing what they do, then they will also be viewed with dignity in the community and valued for what they are and who they are. So if a person is able to do, all of us are like that. Whatever we like to do, if we do it well, isn't it? So this, our vision is to build all these young adults with autism, to help them to find their footing so that, they can take off from there and enter the adult life of work. And not only for work, we want to build skills in young adults where they can navigate the community, help, to take care of themselves physically and mentally, and also to survive in this interdependent world. None of us can actually be independent. We all are dependent on so many things. See, right now, right from tech, we are dependent on so many things. So to help them to, become individuals who will be able to navigate this whole thing, not only of, their vocation or work, so to say. So this is the goal, for us. So having said this, I want to take you through how we are going to do this part of it. So, when you go to our page, the landing page, you would find this is the areas of engagement which I was talking about right now. And to know more about this, Kavita will help you all navigate through this.
Okay, thanks, Sharda. Can we just go back to that the landing page which had that work and wellness?
Yes.
Yeah, just so that we can start from there. So at Cambridge, since we say that we are the bridge between a child leaving school and the world of adulthood that awaits him or her, we look at the kind of areas of engagement that we work on are basically what we can consider our markers of adulthood. So what does, I mean, when what does really being an adult involve? I mean, any student or any young person, when they finish college, what are they looking at? They are looking at 3 or 4 areas really. So one is, of course, they're looking at work, at preparing themselves for a career, earning their own livelihood. That's one big chunk. The second chunk is looking after themselves, their own physical and their mental well-being. So wellness becomes another chunk. Also, living well, independent of their birth family. Which in our context, it would mean that. For other kids, it might mean moving out of their family home, going into a hostel, or sharing a flat with someone. I think in our scenario, we're looking at can we work towards a reality where our adults who may need some assistance are able to live without their birth family, but with the kind of supports they need. And the fourth area is that the whole thing of the community itself. There is a need as you become, enter young adulthood, to start relating to the community as a person who is contributing and who is, engaging with the community. So we look at these 4 buckets, or these 4 areas, as the fulcrum of our program itself. Yeah, Sharda, if you can. So what is our model really? What ours is a very customized program, and the center of it, or the point from which the program evolves, is really the student itself. So it's very customized to the student, and it is built around the students' interests first and foremost, and their strengths and abilities. So what we look at is, it's a mix. What we offer in the program is a mix of what is important to the student and what is important for the student. So what may be important to the student is things like, having a routine, having some predictability, having a place they belong to, certain activities like, say, music or cooking or weaving. And in addition is what is important for the student, where the student may not always think it is important, but it is important. For example, something like fitness. So the program kind of mixes both what is important to them and what is important for them. And the other critical point is most programs for young adults looks at preparing them for employment. Now, for us, while that is a focus, it is not the only focus. We are looking at, if you're talking about preparing them for adulthood, it's not only about working, but about many other things also. So if we unpackage, what we are talking about, what do we mean by work? Like I just said, it is for us, work would be something which is meaningful to the person. So we are not going with, 2-3 areas and saying that we do X, Y, and Z, and whoever comes, we have to fit into that. So it actually begins with where the student is and what that person wants to do. So it has to be meaningful to the person. We also don't only mean by work what is paid work. So some work may be remunerative and some work may be work in the community, which may not be remunerative, but which is still considered as work. And we are open to all forms of employment, whether it's open, supported, or sheltered. And towards this end, what is the component in our program today? We do vocational training, and we also try and find internship opportunities in the community for our students. Where when we talk of community, what it means is that we are looking at ways in which we can help and support our students to access community resources, which could be shopping, it could be going to a mall, it could be ordering food at a cafe, and so on. So they are becoming members of the community and doing what everybody else does. And it's not just accessing community resources, but also contributing to the community through different kinds of voluntary work. The third component is that of interdependent living, which we just talked about, which is how can we prepare them for living independently of the birth family while they access necessary support, which is also very important. So this would involve, aspects such as self-care, safety training, sexuality education, doing household chores, and so on. And a very important element here being communication, because if they do
Kavita, we lost you.
Kavita is frozen. So I will just run through. So she was talking about communication. Kavita, are you back? She's left. Okay. Communication is very important, because even though the student may be well versed in any of these other areas, it will be very difficult for him to navigate and kind of function if his communication is not in a place or in a way which can be understood and taken by the whole community which he is in. So communication is a very important part, and the thread goes through all the components, not only in this area. Communication is something which goes through all our thing. Kavita is back.
Yeah, sorry, technical hitch. I lost connectivity. Okay, and then the last, area being really that of wellness. And this is something we have found, which a lot of our, students really kind of connect with. And what it means is providing opportunities for engaging with different arts, providing opportunities for fitness, and providing opportunities for leisure. So exposure to these various forms and trying to see what is it that the particular individual would like to engage in over a period of time. If we look at how does this operate in practice, I'll quickly take you through, what we say is the model, which is where if you see along the column, you have the areas of engagement, which we just spoke about. So work, wellness, interdependent living, and community. In work, we are offering 3 kinds of possibilities: weaving, cooking, and digital learning. In wellness, we offer music, meditation, visual art, fitness, and movement. Interdependent living, we just spoke about in some detail, and community, using community resources like gym or shopping. So when a student comes into Cambridge, they would come into level 1, which is what we call the level of exploration, which is really to determine their interest and ability. So every student who comes in will be exposed to everything over there. And this is just an indicative list. We will keep adding to it depending upon what the student who comes in is telling us. If they're not interested in any of this and they're really interested in something else, that would then get added into this. So it's a very dynamic kind of a model. So when they come to us, we start with a period of exploration. Along the way, I think we kind of gauge what is their interest and what is their ability. And then we move to level 2, which is really enhanced kind of exposure to whatever is their area of interest. For example, somebody is very interested in movement. So from being like a generic movement class, the student would then just get very specific kind of classes, which would deepen their interest and ability. The third area is, once you find that they are both very interested as well as they also show ability and skills, we move into the third area level, which is that level of engagement, which then that particular area becomes a mainstay for the student. For example, cooking is something we've seen over the last 3 years, where 3 of the first 4 boys who were enrolled with us as the first batch, 3 of them really love cooking. And for them, it has become something which is like their mainstay. And skilling for us actually really begins here. So developing their skills and developing their abilities in a more professional way starts at this level. And the fourth level is that of really using the skills gained in a professional environment where they're actually paid for it. So for example, our students, there are 2 of our students who've been weaving since the time they were in weekend. It's a skill that they had picked up in school. And then they actually now are part of the Weavin enterprise, where they are professionally engaged, they are weaving, and they get a remuneration for it. So that kind of movement through, from exploring it to reaching a point of where they get paid for it is the kind of trajectory that we see. And it is not that for each of the areas that they would go to the professional level. So they may be at the professional level for maybe a couple of the areas, and the others, they may be at the exploratory level, they may be at the enhancement level. It could be wherever. So it's not a linear thing, and it's not that a student will be at the same level for everything. So that's broadly what we are doing. So maybe we'll just see some glimpses of our classes in action. The pictures itself, of course, speak a lot. This is shopping in Big Bazaar during the quiet hour. So they do pretty much everything. This is weaving. This is outdoor sports and games, which happens in the morning. Gym, before the pandemic, we were taking them to a neighborhood gym. Here is our computer center, which is their digital learning, art, cooking. So they follow, a PowerPoint slide to give them the visual cues. Cooking, all of them together. Meditation, music. That's our music facilitator, Sanjana, with the boys. Music again. That's movement. There's Karu over there, who's the facilitator for movement. Some interns from BAM who are also part of the thing. Yeah, I think that's... So over to you, Sharda, to go through the rest of the website.
Yeah, so that was about, about us and our program. In About Us, so how are we carrying out all these various things that we have, Kavita has been listing out. So we are able to do that with our team, which is a rich mix of experienced and young professionals and volunteers. They're not only from the special education field, they're art-based people and the community development work. We have, both young people and a lot of experienced people in it. So it is Kavita and me are there at the helm of things. And we have Vaishnavi and Ramakrishna, known as RK, who are there hands-on working with our boys on a day-to-day basis. And we have Karunya, who's our expressive art therapist. She's been there with our boys right from the beginning. And Sanjana also, who, as you all just saw in the picture, she does music with our boys right from the beginning, 2018. And over the pandemic, Karunya and Sanjana have been working with the families also, because it has moved online and it has made a real big impact as a bonding for the parents also. They've done a great job in that. And we have our volunteers. We have Beena, who's the face for us, all our social media and everything is all goes to Beena. And we have Ashika with her bubbly and young profile and enthusiasm, where she comes week on week and does storytelling and everything for our boys. And we also have our institutional collaborations, Weekend, where Kavita was mentioning, where our boys are engaged in weaving, and through Weekend, where they are a collaborative partner in Weaving, which they are doing high fashion accessories. So whatever the boys are doing, the weaving they go to Weekend for that. And Hitam, which is under the guidance of Bombay Jayashree ma'am. It's a classical musical trust where her students Chaitra and Shweta come week on week and interact and have musical sessions with our boys. And Indra, the co-founder of Kairasi, has also been working with our students every week on the visual arts, and through the pandemic it has been happening. We're thankful to her. And BAM, the interns also have been with us right from the beginning over the last 3 years. We have different batches of students coming who are more like their buddies, because they are also college students. And it's really nice that even again through the pandemic they have been with us. So actually through all this, what we as the people who are working with children have realized, and what we do, there is a shift between when they move from the school to the college. Rather than being the teacher or therapist sort, we are the facilitators or co-workers. That is the kind of an approach we have realized, and it's working very well. And so this mixed team of these youngsters being with them is really helping the boys, because they have always right up to the school they have been it's either their mothers or a mother-like person who is the school mummies who are doing it for them. So this really made a shift and a lot of difference in the students learning. So that was the page of about us. Is there anything else we need to? Yeah. And if you want to know more about if you want interested in getting to know more about our program, about either teaching, donating or volunteering, you can get in touch with us. There is a form where you can just a contact page where you can just kind of enter in your details, and we will get in touch with you. And our page is also linked to Instagram and Facebook, so that you will know what is currently happening at Cambridge. So I think we kind of covered all the pages in our website. Kavita?
Yes.
You have to say?
No, I think we've covered, and we invite everybody to browse the page at leisure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So can I stop sharing the screen?
Yeah.
Yeah. So who made the website? Kavita?
Yeah, you stop sharing the screen, then I'll tell you all who made the website. Okay, so can the person who made the website show herself? So that's Upasna. Upasna has been the person behind the website. She came with many creative ideas, and she really brought a lot of freshness to our own thinking. I mean, I remember the first draft that we wrote, it sounded like one academic paper, and to make it really something which is to change the copy, to kind of also push us to write in a style which is a little more approachable, more trendy. I think Upasna has done a great job with that. And also, when we first began Cambridge, the first day, we had a kind of a gathering where there were parents, there were well-wishers, and there were others who were there. And we asked all of them, what would you like the space to be? And what came out through almost all their, notings was things like, we want it to be a happy space. We want it to be somewhere where our, young adults feel joy, they find meaning. And there was a lot of, the aspiration was for something very positive. And I think that's really the spirit of Cambridge. And I think Upasna captured that spirit very beautifully in the website with just I mean, it is I think at least that it is a happy website. And thank you so much, Upasna, for doing such a great job. And it's been a pleasure working with you.
Same to same. No, I'm really glad it came out well, and I think it was a great project for me as well, because it's the first time I'm doing something with the education space, I guess. So to also like understand that what is a good way to present information that people can to a subject that we are so close to, in a way that people can understand it even if they aren't, was interesting. And yeah, I'm glad it like all worked out well. And
Thank you, Upasna. Thank you for that.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Okay, so what's next?
So now maybe we can open it up to questions. Whoever is there on the Facebook Live, if there's anything you would like to ask Sharda or me, you could type it up in the chat box. Maybe some people already have. And we have Beena who will kind of relay the questions to us.
Beena, you can, if it's ready, you can come on and tell us.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the questions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because there's a lag between Zoom and Facebook.
Right.
So,
Okay.
yeah. So, people out there, please, any question?
So maybe till a question comes, Sharda, there are some questions that we are asked often. Maybe we can start the ball rolling with that, and then
FAQs.
Yeah, FAQs kind of thing. One of the things that people want to know often is Beena, maybe you should mute.
Yeah.
I can hear the Facebook. Yeah, no, so one question we are asked often is, are we only looking at young adults with autism? Or are we also open to having, young adults with other disabilities? So what would you say, Sharda?
So right now, I think there is a very dire need for a space like this for individuals on the autism spectrum. So we would, as of now, only look at catering to these individuals, the young adults with autism, and because there is so much to do for them, and there is not many places they can go to where they get the right kind of approach and training. So I think we will concentrate on that and do that, working only with young adults with autism.
Yeah. Also, I think it's because, our focus on autism is also because the kind of, work that is to be done with them, the way you work with them is probably a little different. And sometimes in a mixed disability grouping, sometimes it can happen that their needs are not completely met. So I think we probably are being a little cautious right now in that sense, and want to kind of focus on young adults with autism.
Yeah.
What else do you get asked, Sharda? When parents call or when people call?
Yeah, yes. Sometimes I get calls, saying that that my son is, 40 years old. You're talking about adults with autism. Would Cambridge do something for them? So, what is the age, that we are looking at in Cambridge? Can we talk
Yeah.
about?
I think, see, we always say that we are like, why we're like an equivalent to a college that, anybody else. I mean, when they finish school, they would go to a college. So we are really a training space, which is like the bridge between school and the world of, adulthood. So in a sense, I think at this point, we would look at maybe 18, of course, because that's when the entry point is anyone above 18 to about, I would say, maybe the late 20s, 28 to 30, which is which is really the training phase. I think for now, since we are focusing on training and continuing learning, I think our focus would be this between 18 to 30,
And also, this training, it's not like a definitive. This is another question which sometimes comes up. Is it a 3-year course or is it a 5-year course? It doesn't have a definitive kind of time frame, because for each individual it might vary, and depending on what skill that that the individual may be showing interest and ability, as we discussed. So it will vary from at least 3-4 years to begin with, and then where they go from there is again depending on each individual. So there is no definitive time frame that they will be in Cambridge.
right? Right. So Beena, any questions?
There is no definitive time frame that they will be in.
Yeah, there is a question from Viola R. Krishnamani.
Any questions?
Yeah.
She wants to know, would you be able to do a focus program for parents of older people with autism?
Would we be able to do a focused program?
Program for parents of older people with autism.
Parents. Okay.
For parents of older people.
Definitely we would be able to do something like that. Yes. In fact, our vision is really that, because there may be a limitation to the number of people that we work with directly, but we would want to share whatever we have learned, whatever our thinking has been over the last 3 years. We would be happy to share it with other groups of parents or educators or whoever, and really kind of share all our learnings, all whatever we have kind of come up with. We would be more than happy to share with them. Yes.
Yes.
Thank you, Viola, for that question.
Yeah. Kavita, anything else which comes to your mind which we have missed out while we were sharing about Cambridge and what we do? See, the question which Viola has asked has also brought this up, that we would definitely be looking at more, reaching out to more people, if not directly, through some other modules or ways. See, which was not even thought of or accounted for last year. 2020 gave us a new insight on how we could teach online. And some of the students also showed us that, learning can move on, can progress in this mode of learning. So that would definitely be an area which we would probably look at for adding on and reaching out to more families and students.
Yeah. Any other questions, Beena?
No, not yet. Yeah. And Viola has thanked us and said it would be great if it could be a structured program.
Any other questions, Beena? Maybe we can just give another minute. If there's no other questions, maybe we can move towards the close of the session.
Yeah.
Let's just give another minute because there is this lag.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe we can, should we move towards the closing of the session?
Yeah, we can. So, first, I would like to thank all of you who all have logged
Just a
in.
minute. There is a question.
Should we move towards the closing of the session?
Yeah, we can.
There is a question.
Yeah, Bina?
Money Mystery Elavia wants to know if there is a plan for a program for girls.
Yes, Mani. The thing is, any person with autism is welcome to Cambridge. And there is evidence that autism seems to be impacting more boys than girls. So, yes, we do have more boy students. But yes, we are, of course, open. We are open to both boys and girls, young women and young men are most welcome to Cambridge.
So, yeah, I think Cambridge is a co-ed college.
Yes.
So, as Kavita mentioned in the beginning, it will be customized program for each individual. So, it doesn't matter whether the individual is a boy or a girl. All are welcome. It will be nice to have girls actually. So I think I'd like to take this time to thank each and every one of you who logged in on to the Facebook Live program on a Sunday evening and spend some time with us and get to know what Cambridge is all about. And I hope this will give you an idea of the work that we do, and we would get more people who would come forward to work in this space also. I would also like to thank Vidya and Beena. Please put on your faces. Vidya, who's a close friend for all of us and a person with many hats. She has helped us with the tech because we have never done this kind of a program earlier. So thank you so much, Vidya, for that. And Beena for coordinating between the FB and us. And as I told you when we introduced in the website, Beena is the face for us. So thank you.
Thank you, Sharada.
Thank you, Upasna, for the wonderful website. And I'd like to take this opportunity to also thank all the well-wishers and everyone who made Cambridge come this far. Thank you. Good evening to all of you.
Thank you.